Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Moss and today I'm gonna show you how to do the FreeCodeCamp front-end development course on the React section. You can open up your browser for the page or using a FreeCodeCamp app like me right now. I'm using the app. So like we are on the React section on the last two, and it requires you to use the filter method to render the online users. The my parameter is power tool, which is often working with the element filter. Using the filter requires us to use the filter and try to filter only the online users. And this is the example of using the filter method. And then there is already provided code, and we need to solve it. Who are online right now? Use filter and returning an array, and yeah, with the property is true, and then trying to render the online users by using the map function or the map method, and returning the list component or list element that contains the key of their own username. And then with the key, and then like this is the requirement, and this is the code. Okay, let's try to open up our Visual Studio. I'm using the Visual Studio without any extensions for the sake of the videos. Pressing the Ctrl B to open up the Explorer. Then try to open up the folder. We are opening up the folder, this tutorial one. Let's get back from the other video, and we can try to head to SRC and index.js, and we can try to open up our terminal in active workspace. You can try to copy the my app relative path, or we can just copy the full path, and then we can press the CD and Ctrl V to paste and press enter. We can close this one, and we can try to zoom in with the Ctrl and plus sign. Okay, let's make it spacey with the Ctrl B to close the Explorer, to hide the Explorer tab, and then we can try to copy these codes, and we can, yeah, we're already on the index.js. We can just try to paste this one, so it will be automatically rendered. I'm using the single page application method, so we are doing everything right here in this one file, so it will be rendered right away. You don't have to think about to go to the other component or to explore the other files. We can just use it right here with the class my component, and then we can try to copy with the Ctrl C, and then we are here. This will try to React DOM will try to render the my component class, in the return, my component that wrapped in the React.strict modes, and it's optional if you want to use the strict mode or not, or using the wrapping with the strict mode. And for the second parameter, we are using the document dot get element by id with the id of root, and then we can try to control B again to show the Explorer tab, and then we can try to head back to make sure that it is on the index.html that is already has a div id, div with the id of root. It will be rendered right here inside this div with the id of root. Let's head back to the index.js, and we can try to control B again to close it, close the Explorer, and we can resize this terminal size, and it's done. Before that, we are using the npm or clear first, using the npm space start. Make sure that you are already on the my app that is inside of the create react app folder, and then we can press enter and wait for the page to be rendered, and we can try to save this index.js. It will be rendered this part. We'll be rendering this part, current online users, to make sure that this is the right class. We can just try to modify and then press Ctrl S to save it, and as you can see, it's already on current test online users. So return it to the original text, and then press save again, and we can try to solve this using the filter. This part, change this line. We are needing to filter the current state of the React component. Current state, this dot state, and the user's object. The user's object, you can tell it's object because it's inside the curly braces, and the user's object contains the array. That array contains every object, every objects of username and the current state of the user. Is it online or is it offline? If it's offline, then as you can see, it's the online object is already set on false. If it's online, if they are online, the online is set on true. So it's an array. We can try to open up our browser, see the JavaScript filter function. Let's try this one. Filter method of array instance creates a shallow copy of a person of a given array. Shallow copy means like you're not modifying the original array or original object. And then pass in the filter that is with the word parameter, and then only filter with the length of above 6 character. Above 6 character, 1 2 3 4. This is this one. This is above 6, and this will be returned. And then let's try to use the filter function, and then we are using this function, this render, and this variable is already inside of the class of my component. So we only use this to point out the dot state, to point out the current state value of the users. This state dot users of the users object, because it's an object, so we are using the dot. And then this is an array, so we just need to pass in the filter function with the user parameter. User parameter means like these users that contains the every object of this user, if they are online or not, that contains the every name and the online state. And the parameter, we are using the arrow function to filter out every user that is online right now. So we are using the parameter and then dot, and then dot. We are using the online, we are pointing out the online object inside this object. User online, and this is already implicitly returning to the true. We are not using any return statement or using any curly braces. It's going to be the same thing. If we are using the explicit return, we are using the curly braces, and again, and then we can select, we can Control X to cut it, and then we can select inside the curly braces, and then we are using the space return, explicit return it, and then we are using the Control V to paste it. It's going to be the same thing as using the implicitly return. So we are using the explicit one, and then we can try to render the current users that are online right now with the users online, with the map function that maps every online users that is already filtered. So with the every user and pass the arrow function, or using the curly braces to explicitly return if you want, space return, and then we are using the list tag. It will be automatically added to as the closing tag, and we are passing the with the curly braces, and inside the curly braces we are using the user, that is user that contain the username, to show the username that is online right now, username. And don't forget to use the key inside the tag with the key, and then we can press the tab, and we will automatically edit the equal sign and the curly braces, and we can pass in the user dot username, and then dot with the toString to make it a string, and then we can press tab. We can press the brackets as normal, as a pass in the toString function as the key of the list element, and we can try to save it. Let's see if it's work. You don't have to worry about warning app, because we are not using the rendering the imported app. We are using the my component class instead for the sake of this video, and then we can try to see the result. Okay, it's already showing up. Jeff is true, and Mary is true, and Sarah is true, and Laura is true. It will only show up the online that is contained the true. And we can use the implicitly return without using the return keyword and the curly braces. We can just pass in the arrow function like this, and then the other one we can do the same thing with the other one, and then try to see find the last curly braces, and then we can try to save it. It's gonna be the same thing. If you want to display only the offline users, we can just use the the strictly equal, triple equal sign, and we are using the false keyword, and then we can press Ctrl S to save it, and it will only show up the Alan and Jim. They are both offline or false. So just return it back to the normal, and then we can save it, and let's see if it's going to be passed. You can just copy this one, copy the required line, go back to the FreeCode cam, and just Ctrl V to paste it. You can try to run. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you have a great day, and see you next time. Bye bye.